Hello and welcome back to World History. After our enlightening journey through Scandinavia, we're now setting our sights on other captivating parts of Europe. Today, join me as we delve into the enthralling history of Albania. From its ancient origins to its modern-day developments, Albania's story is one of resilience, culture, and a fierce spirit of independence. So, make sure to watch this entire video to uncover the hidden gems of Albanian history. Let's begin with the very essence of the name itself, Albania. The etymology of the word traces back to the ancient Illyrian tribes that inhabited the region long before recorded history. The term Albanoi or Albani referred to a specific Illyrian tribe known for their distinct culture and presence in the region. The name eventually evolved to become Albania, representing not just a geographical location but a fusion of diverse influences and histories that have shaped the nation. Prehistory, Mesolithic and Neolithic eras. Our voyage into Albania's prehistory begins with the Middle Paleolithic and Upper Paleolithic eras, where the earliest traces of human presence were discovered. In the village of Zar, near Sarand, and at Gjergj near Tirana, evidence of these ancient times emerges. The Zar cave yielded flint and jasper tools as well as fossilized animal bones, while Mount Gjergj revealed bone and stone implements reminiscent of the Aurignacian culture. These findings bear striking similarities to artifacts from contemporaneous sites like Crvena in Montenegro and northwestern Greece. Advancing to the Neolithic era, we encounter a plethora of archaeological sites in Albania dating between 6000 and the end of the early Bronze Age. Notable sites such as Malik, Gruomir, Dushman, Dukogjan, the Ertsan River area near Shqiptar, Durrës, Zisht, Napravisht, Finnick, and Butrin unveil a tapestry of ancient human activity. These sites unveil a world where our ancestors left behind tools, structures, and artifacts that offer glimpses into their daily lives and the societies they formed. Bronze Age transition. The Bronze Age marks a transformative period in Albanian prehistory, coinciding with the Indo-Europeanization of the Balkans. As Pontic steppe migrations introduced Indo-European languages to the region, the fusion of these new linguistic influences with the existing Neolithic population gave rise to the Paleo-Balkan peoples. This fusion, occurring over time, contributed to the formation of what would later become the diverse cultural landscape of the Balkans. Within the boundaries of modern Albania, movements from the northern territories, eventually known as Illyria in the Iron Age, played a pivotal role in shaping the post-Indo-European migration population. By the end of the early Bronze Age, ancestral groups related to Iron Age Illyrians emerged. These groups are associated with the construction of tumuli, or burial mounds, organized along patrilineal clan lines. The earliest tumuli, dating back to the 26th century BCE, provide insights into the cultural and social practices of this era. As we transition into the late Bronze Age and early Iron Age, further population movements come into play. The settlement of the Gjergj in areas of southern Albania and northwestern Greece is one such example. Additionally, Illyrian tribes migrated into central Albania, originating from the presence of early Indo-European communities in the western Balkan peninsula. The north was home to the Partheni, Abri, Kavai, and Inkalai, while the south hosted the Biliones and Chaonians. Illyrian wars and Roman conquests. Throughout the 4th century BC, the Illyrians played an active role in the geopolitical scene. Under the leadership of King Bardillus, Illyrian tribes united and clashed with the formidable Macedon to the southeast. However, their efforts eventually led to defeat. Alexander the Great also encountered Illyrian opposition during his conquests. Around 230 BC, the Gjergj, led by King Agron, rose to prominence. Agron expanded his dominion over neighboring tribes and territories, asserting his military might. His successors, however, found themselves in a struggle with the expanding Roman Republic. Queen Tuta, Agron's wife and regent, escalated conflicts by supporting piracy and initiating the Illyrian wars against Rome. The Roman campaign spanned several decades, culminating in the defeat of the Illyrians in 168 BC and the subsequent division of the region into Roman administrative divisions. Greek colonization and Roman rule. From the 7th century BC, Greek colonies began to dot the Illyrian coast, leaving a lasting impact on the region. Apollonia, Aulon, modern Vlora, Epidamnos, modern Durrës, and Lissus, modern Lecce, were among the significant settlements. Notably, the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Buthrodom, modern Butrint, gained importance during Julius Caesar's campaigns. Albania's lands gradually became incorporated into the Roman Empire as part of Illyricum and Roman Macedonia. Christianization and religious shifts. In the 3rd and 4th centuries AD, Christianity replaced pagan polytheism in Byzantium, transforming the cultural and spiritual landscape of the region. Ancient structures like the Durrës amphitheater gained new significance as venues for spreading Christianity. The Christianization of Epirus Nova, a part of the Roman province of Macedonia, marked a pivotal moment in the region's history. Religious divisions later emerged, with the region of southern Albania remaining under the influence of Constantinople while the north gravitated towards Rome. The Byzantine Rite dioceses became suffragans of the independent Archdiocese of Ohrid, while inner Albanian dioceses remained attached to Ohrid. Byzantine era and cultural resilience, 4th century, 14th century. With the decline of the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire became the guardian of the Balkans, including Albania. Byzantine influence brought Christianity, educational institutions, and administrative systems to the region. Major cities like Dyrrhachium emerged as centers of trade and culture, connecting Albania to the broader Mediterranean world. The Byzantine presence, however, was not without challenges. Invasions by Visigoths, Huns, and Slavs disrupted the region's stability, forcing many Albanians and Vlachs to retreat to mountainous areas and adopt a more nomadic lifestyle. Despite these difficulties, the Byzantine legacy left a lasting impact on Albania's cultural, linguistic, and religious fabric, laying the groundwork for its medieval identity. Ottoman rule and socio-religious transformations, 14th century, 15th century. The rise of the Ottoman Empire marked a seismic shift in Albania's trajectory. Ottoman conquests led to the establishment of the Sanjak of Albania, introducing a new era of governance and religious pluralism. The Ottomans brought mosques, bazaars, and military garrisons to the region, transforming its urban landscape. This period also witnessed the conversion of a significant portion of the Albanian population to Islam, a decision driven by practical opportunities within the Ottoman bureaucracy and military. While Islamization altered Albania's religious composition, the Albanian language and cultural heritage remained resilient, evolving within the context of Ottoman rule. Skanderbeg's rebellion and the fight for independence, 15th century. At the heart of Albania's Middle Ages stands the heroic figure of Skanderbeg. Following his desertion from the Ottoman army, Skanderbeg united Albanian and Serbian chieftains under the League of Gjergj in 1444 to resist Ottoman hegemony. Skanderbeg's strategic prowess and leadership abilities enabled the resistance to withstand Ottoman incursions for over 2 decades. Skanderbeg's legacy extended beyond his military triumphs. He inspired Albanians to unite against a common oppressor and instilled a sense of national pride. Although his rebellion ultimately succumbed to Ottoman forces following his death in 1468, Skanderbeg's indomitable spirit became a beacon of hope for future generations in their pursuit of independence. Late Ottoman rule and the evolution of Albanian identity, 15th century, 20th century. As Ottoman rule persisted, Albania's societal landscape underwent a significant transformation. The Ottomans introduced governance systems, trade networks, and religious institutions that influenced the region's evolution. Many Albanians embraced Islam for social and economic advancement, while others clung to their Christian faith. The late Ottoman period saw the rise of prominent Albanian figures within the Ottoman establishment, exemplified by figures like Ali Pasha Tipalina. These individuals navigated complex political environments, shaping Albania's position within the Ottoman hierarchy. The period also witnessed the emigration of Albanians to Italy, giving rise to the Arbersh communities that still exist today. As the Ottoman Empire's disintegration became apparent in the 1870s, the desire for independence intensified among the Balkan peoples. However, the Albanians, influenced by their Islamic heritage, internal divisions, and concerns about territorial loss, were initially more hesitant to seek separation from the Ottoman Empire. The notion of the Turkish yoke became deeply ingrained in their collective consciousness. During this period, the Albanian national awakening gained momentum, leading to a resurgence of Albanian statehood. Revolts against the Ottoman Empire, such as the Albanian revolts of 1833 to 1839 and 1847, highlighted the growing discontent. A culmination of these efforts was the establishment of the League of Prizren in 1878, where Ottoman beys convened to safeguard Albania's territorial integrity. The League's initial stance emphasized unity under Ottoman rule and military resistance against territorial loss. Struggle for autonomy and independence, late 19th, early 20th century. The League of Prizren's founder, Abul Frasheri, advocated for autonomy and open resistance against the Ottomans. This phase saw battles against Montenegro and control over regions like Plav and gjergj. While some successes were achieved, the great powers influenced border changes, and parts of Albanian territory were ceded to Greece. Amid growing international pressure, the Ottoman Sultan dispatched forces to suppress the League of Prizren, leading to its leader's arrest and deportation. Despite these setbacks, the movement for autonomy continued, culminating in the establishment of a similar league in Peja. The First Balkan War in 1912 was preceded by the Albanian Uprising from 1908 to 1910, aimed at opposing Ottoman consolidation policies. The weakened Ottoman Empire's Balkan territories faced incursions from Serbia, Greece, and Bulgaria. The Albanian territory was divided between Serbia and Greece, with a small enclave around Vlora remaining. In response to occupation and attempts at territorial incorporation, Ismail Kemali declared Albania's independence on November 28, 1912, in Vlora. This marked a significant moment as the Albanian flag was raised, symbolizing the nation's rebirth. International recognition followed in 1913, but the delineation of borders left a large portion of Albanians outside the newly established state. The Principality of Albania, 1914 to 1920. In the pursuit of independence for Albania, the support of great powers was instrumental. Aubrey Herbert, a British MP, ardently advocated for Albania's cause and played a pivotal role in shaping international opinion. The crown of Albania was initially offered to Herbert, but it eventually passed to William of Wied, a German prince, who became the sovereign of the newly formed Principality of Albania. The Principality was established in 1914, with Prince William as its ruler. However, his reign was short-lived due to internal strife and external pressures. During this time, Albania experienced significant religious developments. The Albanian Orthodox Church gained autonomy, and the Muslim community distanced itself from the Ottoman Caliphate, pledging allegiance to the nation. Economic matters, including customs administration, also played a crucial role in shaping the fledgling state. World War I and political chaos, 1914 to 1924. The outbreak of World War I disrupted Albania's political stability, resulting in regional governments and the split of the country along religious and tribal lines. The departure of Prince William in 1914 exacerbated these divisions, with Muslims seeking a Muslim ruler and others looking to Italy and Greece for support. Political chaos reigned as different factions vied for control. During this period, Greece occupied parts of Albania, Serbia held territory in the north, and Italian forces controlled areas they occupied. The Treaty of London in 1915 further complicated the situation, promising Italy and other powers various spheres of influence in Albania. The aftermath of the war saw Albania under occupation and facing territorial threats. The country's political confusion persisted, and Albanians feared the loss of their independence to neighboring powers. The Paris Peace Conference of 1920 played a crucial role in clarifying Albania's sovereignty and setting the stage for further developments. Political changes and June Revolution, 1920 to 1924. Albania's political landscape remained volatile, with rapid changes in government leadership. The leadership of Ahmed Zogu and Fan Noli played significant roles during this time. Noli's government, formed in 1924, aimed for ambitious reforms, including land redistribution and modernization. However, Noli's administration faced challenges due to the lack of foreign support and opposition from various quarters. The June Revolution of 1924 marked a turning point as a peasant-backed insurgency seized control of Tirana, leading to Noli's rise to power. Noli's administration faced internal divisions and was short-lived due to its inability to address crucial concerns. The return of Ahmed Zogu, backed by Yugoslav forces, resulted in his regaining power and Noli's departure. Zogu's reign marked a period of consolidation and shifting allegiances, paving the way for a more centralized rule in the years to come. Establishment of the monarchy, 1928 to 1939. In 1928, Zogu I orchestrated the dissolution of the parliament and declared Albania a monarchy with himself as the king. This transformation gained swift international recognition. Under the new constitution, King Gjergj retained dictatorial powers, mirroring the authority he held as president. The monarchy introduced some reforms, including the abandonment of the practice of adding one's region to one's name and land donations for educational and healthcare facilities. However, challenges arose as political adversaries, including shqiptar, plotted against the king, prompting heightened security measures. King Gjergj's reign faced internal pressures and external threats, with Italy's domination of Albania generating growing disillusionment. The Albanian army, despite its small size, strained the nation's resources. Gjergj resisted Italian demands to strengthen Italy's hold on Albania through various means, culminating in his refusal to renew the 1926 First Treaty of Tirana. World War II, Italian occupation and resistance, 1939 to 1944. The outbreak of World War II triggered Italy's invasion of Albania in April 1939, establishing occupation. The Italian fascist government under Mussolini aimed to integrate Albania into an Italian empire, curbing the use of the Albanian language and promoting Italian settlement. However, this occupation was met with resistance and tensions escalated. Amidst this occupation, the Albanian resistance emerged in various forms, uniting nationalist groups and later, the Communist Party. The National Liberation Movement, NLM, was established in 1942, bringing together diverse groups against the occupiers. The Communist Party, under the leadership of Enver Hoxha, evolved into a central force, rallying people to fight for their country's liberation. German occupation and liberation, 1943 to 1944. After Italy's surrender in September 1943, Germany occupied Albania, extending their control over the nation. Collaborative efforts with certain Albanian groups, such as the Bali Kombëtar, complicated the resistance movement's unity. However, a renewed push from the communist partisans resulted in liberating territories and driving the German forces out of Albania by November 1944. The communist forces, led by Hoxha, emerged victorious, and he assumed leadership of the country. Albania's resistance to the Axis powers and the communists' eventual liberation efforts distinguished the nation as one of the few to expel the Axis forces without external assistance. Second Republic and Communism. After World War II, a group of communists swiftly eliminated potential political adversaries, dismantled land ownership, and isolated Albania from Western powers. Their aim was to establish the Socialist People's Republic of Albania. By 1945, they had eliminated much of the Innerwar elite through execution, exile, or discredit. Minister Kosi Zox presided over the trial and execution of opposition politicians, former government members, and clan leaders, leading to thousands of imprisonments and exiles. The consolidation of communist control shifted political power from the gjergjs in the north to the Tosks in the south. The communists recruited from Tosk-inhabited areas while the gjergjs, with their history of opposing authority, were wary of the new leadership. In December 1945, an election for the People's Assembly took place, but only candidates from the Democratic Front appeared on the lists. Propaganda and terror tactics stifled opposition, resulting in 92% voter turnout and 93% support for the Democratic Front. The monarchy was abolished, and Albania was transformed into a people's republic. The new leaders faced challenges of poverty, illiteracy, blood feuds, disease, and gender inequality. They implemented agrarian reform, dismantling large estates and distributing land to peasants, effectively eliminating the powerful Bey class. Industry, banks, and foreign properties were nationalized, followed by the collectivization of agriculture until 1967. The traditional roles of women were transformed as they gained legal equality and active participation in society. Enver Hoxha and Mehmet Shue emerged as communist leaders, focusing on maintaining power, economic development, and preserving Albania's independence. Political purges were common, resulting in thousands of executions. Also, let's mention that in 1967, a violent campaign eradicated religious practice, closing churches, mosques, and religious institutions. In 1985, Enver Hoxha's death marked a turning point. Enver Hoxha's death in 1985 led to calls for change, and Albania sought closer ties with the West to improve economic conditions. Liberalization efforts began, allowing travel abroad in 1990. Elections in 1991 kept former communists in power, but a coalition cabinet formed due to strikes and opposition. Albania transitioned from communism to democracy in the early 1990s, with reforms, political pluralism, and integration with the international community. The collapse of communism led to political and economic changes that shifted Albania's trajectory toward openness and a more democratic society. The Democratic Party took power in 1992, signaling the end of communist rule. Sali Berisha became Albania president. Albania joined the Council of Europe in 1995 and sought NATO membership. The government under Berisha collapsed due to pyramid schemes and corruption, and inexperience with capitalism. Caused economic instability and anarchy in 1997. Italy led an international intervention to stabilize Albania in 1997. The Socialist Party won the 1997 elections, leading to changes in leadership. A constitution was ratified in 1998, establishing a democratic system based on the rule of law and human rights. The Democratic Party returned to power in 2005, ending 8 years of Socialist Party rule. Economic growth persisted despite political changes. Albania joined NATO in 2009, solidifying its Western ties, and applied to join EU in 2014. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Albania. From its ancient origins to its modern transformations, Albania's story is both fascinating and inspiring. If you enjoyed this video and would like to explore more captivating historical content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, World History. Your support means a lot to us, and it helps us bring you more engaging narratives from around the globe. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care.